Hey, how are you? Back at it again with another video. In this one, I am going to be slaving myself away at Motherlode Mine, but that is beside the point. In today's video, I'm going to go over some main points of things that I feel as if new RuneScape players kind of miss. Like, there are just some things that you get distracted by, you don't know how to build your account, so you just start doing random things. There's really no logical order as far as how you should go about progressing your account, what things you should focus on. So in today, I'm going to talk about most of the pitfalls and things that I think I could have improved upon in my gameplay experience, and hopefully this enables you guys to make a more well-rounded account and also enjoy the game to the most. So let's get started. So starting at number one, as I was saying, this is kind of partially things that I do, but I think they're also applicable to most people. So the first thing I think you should make sure to avoid in old school RuneScape is don't get caught up in combat. Whenever you log on to RuneScape for the first time or you're just building a new account, you're going to be obviously lured into going into combat. Combat's a very enjoyable skill. It allows you to kill a lot of different things, and for the most part, it just is something that a lot of people find to be pretty fun. Now, obviously, that's enticing and it's good to an extent, but it can be something that once you start doing it, you really don't want to stop because you just keep progressing, hitting better, killing different stuff, and it's more enjoyable. Oftentimes, if you find yourself enjoying combat, it's hard to find a stopping point, really, and so I think a lot of the time people just kind of get caught up in building an account that's purely just combat, and then once you start to get higher in combat, you're like, holy shit, my account is so far behind, and you have to do a lot of early game stuff that really just seems dumb at that point, I guess. Now, the second point I have is that I think people shouldn't worry too much about GP when they're starting to make their accounts. Now, obviously, GP is going to be the main way of which you go about getting items, and as you level up, you want to get new items, and you want to get the new best thing. You look around the GE, you see people with really, really cool stuff, and you're like, all right, I want that. I want to be able to just have some really, really good gear. And while that is a good goal, whenever you're starting to build your account, it isn't really something you should focus on too much. A lot of the lower level money-making methods are basically nothing compared to what you can do late game, and progressing your account is just overall a better thing to do than farming gold. Now, what I would say is try to focus on skills that make money through the skill while you train it. This will allow you to both progress your account and also be able to get some GP. I'd say try not to do too many methods of which you are just going about farming GP and you're basically acting as a bot. Like, it's something that I can see why people get caught up in it because GP is just a way to track how well you're doing in the game, but it's something that if you get too caught up into it, you might really not find yourself enjoying the game, and you're just kind of tirelessly working for more money. Third, and I am a victim of this, is that I think a lot of people should just start questing more at the beginning of their account. Quests are something that might seem kind of out of the way, you know, you're just trying to play the game, do some skills you like, and then you're like, okay, well now I have to quest, and you don't know how to feel about it. Now, initially, players really have one of two responses. I feel like people are pretty dead set on how they feel about quests. They either enjoy it because it breaks up the monotony of the game, or they think it's just kind of annoying and they're just doing it for a greater purpose, so they don't have that much fun with it. Now, ultimately, I don't actually follow along quests. I just use quest guides, as I assume most others do, so I don't really learn too much about the quest itself, and so I do find it kind of annoying because in the end, you're just really working to like Barrow's gloves and other high-end equipment, really. And so yeah, I think quests offer a lot of XP and a lot of quick ways to be able to get up skills early in an account, which is important. And along with that, if you just push off questing for too long, at some point you're going to be a pretty well progressed account and you're going to have to come back and bust out 175 quest points for Barrow's gloves, and the more quests you have to do, the more of a grind that's going to be all at once. So really, you're going to have to quest. You may as well start early when it's actually going to help your account. So now everything I said about questing at number 4, I'm going to say the same for achievement diaries. Achievement diaries as well are something that is really useful for an account. There's a lot of little perks that will be able to make your gameplay experience at mid to low level a little bit easier. If you push these off for too long and you don't focus on doing them, basically whenever you're high level going back to do them, you won't really have any incentive because you'll already have passed by all of that low to mid content that it unlocks you. So you won't be incentivized, and really at this point, as far as I'm concerned, I really am just waiting until I can do elites and then I'll bust them all out. I think that the added content that the achievement diaries allow you to access is useful at those mid and low levels, so you should take advantage of it if you can. And then at 5, we have what is, I guess a little bit of a paradox here. I'm going to say don't worry too much about efficiency. Now, obviously, that's something that seems a little strange coming from me. Now, obviously, play your account as you please. If you want to focus on efficiency, feel free, but I'll try to tell you why I don't think you should. So, for me, I really do care about efficiency because I'm a high-level account. I'm pretty much endgame type stuff, and a lot of the time at endgame, you're doing some things to be able to do other things more efficiently. A lot of what I'm talking about is diaries and stuff like that, where you're doing rune crafting more so in hopes of getting noted Dagonoth bones, for instance. Now, when that's the case, I obviously want to save as much time as I can, so efficiency is something I'm going to look toward. Since maybe looking into it for 5 to 30 minutes is going to save me hours upon hours over time, it's worth my time to go ahead and do that. Now, at lower levels, I really do feel like you're entering a game that you don't know too much about, so trying to overanalyze efficiency is obviously going to be pretty hard. And in addition to that, you'll just be progressing through levels so much that it's not going to be worth it for you to try to figure it out. You'll just be going with the flow. And I think you should really try to focus on earlier in the game what you enjoy doing and just figuring that out rather than just trying to force build an account. I think that going to different skills and trying to mix up how you go about playing the game can really bring a lot of variety that is very useful at some of the lower stages. And then finally, the last tip is try to be interactive in some form with the community to be able to enjoy the game a little more. Now, obviously, I make YouTube videos. That's my way of interacting with the RuneScape community, and it's something that I just really wanted to do after all of my time playing. I just figured there was some stuff that I could teach people. In addition to that, I just wanted a platform to be able to talk to people on. Now, you don't have to go out and make YouTube videos. There's tons of ways of going about doing this. There's a good Twitter RuneScape scene. In addition to that, there's the Reddit. There's a lot of in-game CCs and friends chats that you can join that are very, very friendly. For example, Small EXP Lamp is a friends chat that you could join, just throwing it out there. But really though, finding a clan or finding a group of friends in RuneScape is something that allows it to be more of a communal experience, and it really just makes the game a lot more fun because you're kind of messing around with people that you know. If you just go to this little isolation box that is your XP grinding area, it's not that great. You know, obviously, I do enjoy playing RuneScape, but at the same time, it is just, there's so much that's added by having other people playing the game with you that I think it's something that lower levels should definitely try to get into early to keep themselves playing. So that's it. That's from my experience. Honestly, I know everyone's experience of playing the game is a little different, but throughout my time of playing RS, these are some things that I've noticed about myself that I think I could have improved upon, and hopefully you guys can kind of know where these landmines are now and how you should go about navigating your in-game experience. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. Anything you want to tell me, comment down below. And if you want to see future videos from the channel, make sure to hit that sub button. But with that said, hopefully you guys do have a wonderful day, and peace.